Hi, everyone, and welcome back again for our office hours. Nice to have you here again. So, as you can see for today's agenda, we will be talking about feature walls. So, we will talk about how to identify a wall that we want to create, like a focal point in a room. Then we will talk about material and texture selections and how to mix them, how to incorporate stone or wood or wallpaper to make it interesting. We will also be talking about designing around features, so like creating featured TV walls, or like how to incorporate art and maybe like add paneling around it, etc. And also about integrating lighting into our feature walls and how what a difference they actually can make. And we can also talk about style of that we are going for, just to balance everything when it comes to choosing textures, colors, maybe some patterns, etc. So first, I will start with the choosing the right wall. So, usually when we're talking about a feature wall or a focal point in the room, we usually think about wall that we are facing when we are entering the room. So, so our eye is automatically drawn to that wall, and usually we will create a focal point on that wall. If in the room we have let's say a fireplace in the middle, and then we can like do built in around the fireplace, then we can make this wall our feature wall and like a main focal point in the room. It doesn't have to be the wall that you're facing when you're going into the room, but by making it stand out, so by choosing contrasting colors or maybe some patterns or textures, we can create a point where our eye is drawn into. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be the wall that we face, and it's just the most popular thing to do. That wherever we're entering the room and the wall that we're facing, it's like we're trying to make it to stand out and be interesting, and just then build around it. Also, if we have let's say that you have like two windows on one wall, and then you have like the middle in the wall empty, then we can make this wall our focal point, so we can try to create something in the middle that is interesting, or even add like a wall mural or wallpaper, and then maybe create some shelves, and then windows on the side with like a nice curtains, or like a nice blind with matching textures, and that can be the feature wall as well. I have some inspirations that I saved, and I will go through them and I will explain um, the selection and what is happening on the image regarding choices of materials and the paneling, etc. So just let me open this one here. I'll just check if you can see the screen. Okay. Yeah, we should be fine. So, for example, let's start with this one. This is a TV feature wall. And on this image here, this one is actually very good because we have mixed of textures. So as you can see, like the wall, like imagine entering the room where you have your TV on the wall, and your wall looks like that. Like your eye will be automatically drawn to that wall. And here we have stone. So it can be like concrete or marble. Then we have wood. Here we have actually two different kind of wood. This one is with some blues and greens. And then we have a bit of a lighter wood, shelves and some very delicate minimalistic decor on them. And then we have a shelf under the TV that can be also our like extra storage. Then we have a LED lights, and we could also add a LED light behind the TV. So then in the evening we can create really nice atmosphere, and like add a bit of ambience in into the room. So when we are mixing colors and materials, then we have to find um how will I call it, like matching point, or like a matching center where we like where we build everything around it. So like even when we look at this colorful wood there, then it really matches nicely with the concrete that we have. It looks more like distressed concrete behind the TV. Then we have black lights which go like the black goes well with everything, but then we have like a black framed TV, so that goes well with it. And then the lighter wood, it stands out a bit, so like it creates like a bit of a depth, but it matches with everything else as well. Also with the lighter color decor, and we also have like some vases that have similar hues to our colorful wood. So I think if you would put some of the items like next to each other, or like even look at them separately, you wouldn't match them maybe, but now when they're matched and when they're all put together, they really work well. So sometimes I think we can't be we don't have to be scared of mixing textures and materials. We just have to find a balance and try to find a matching point where like where we have like a base, and then like we build up or we build around the base, and then like we're adding some contrast either by using darker colors or by using lighter colors or lighter textures and materials. Then if we'll go to another image, so here we have another example of, just let me see if I have this shared. No, so just let me share it again. Okay, so now we have another example of a TV wall with beautifully integrated lighting. So like we have some recessed lights up. They are actually like the light is going down on this wall particularly. So like it doesn't go any other direction, just here. We could also add a light in the back of the TV, or even in the back of the paneling that we have here. And as you can see, we have the same wood, but two different, like in two different forms. So first we have like sleek panels that are put on the wall. Then we have a TV bench that it's below the TV, and then we have a paneling that goes here that is in pretty much the same color, but we have a darker base behind the paneling. So like it goes through the paneling, which again creates depth and dimension, and just gives it more interest. If this wall will be just with this paneling here, it still will be very nice and very interesting. But by mixing the two, sorry, but by mixing these two slightly different forms of wood, we just like created a bit more interest, like added a bit more interest to the wall. Then we have a sofa facing the TV wall, and that's another example of creating really nice feature focal point in the room. I think that especially in the living rooms when we have a TV, because like we have living rooms where there's no TV, where we might have more like reading rooms or more like just to for like a sitting with family. If we have like more than one, then one of them might be without a TV, but usually we have a TV in the room. So wherever we have a TV in the living room, I think it's nice to create a focal point out of it. Just not to put a TV on the wall, paint it, put a bench underneath, and we're done. I think it's a nice idea to actually make a feature wall out of it, and because then the TV doesn't stand out too much, and you're just creating really like a different atmosphere in the room. So like it's not that you're walking in and like you see like a black huge rectangle on the wall and that's all. When you like when you will add some even if it will be like a mural, like an interesting mural behind it, and then maybe add a bit of stone on the side or whatever, then it's just the TV is not the first thing that you will see coming into the room and looking at the wall. So it is really nice idea to create a focal point and a feature wall wherever we have the TV wall. So now the third example we have with the fireplace, as I said, as I mentioned that before. Just let me reshare it because I think it doesn't switch automatically. Hopefully you're able to see it now. Yeah, great. So here we have a focal point created next to the fireplace. So when we have a fireplace centered, um, it is a good idea to add buildings on both sides, or even like shelves or um something that like that will be on both sides of the fireplace, and then build the feature wall and again a focal point out of it. Here we have an art, like oversized art above the fireplace that adds interest, and um that's like another how to call it, um like it is minimalistic and it like it matches the colors, but it just adds that a bit extra into otherwise like blank wall. We could put a TV above the fireplace, but here we have a smaller TV on the side, which is again not the first thing that you see, even though it is black and put into white buildings. But because we have the fireplace and we have art above the fireplace, also flowers that added a bit of color, then your eye is automatically drawn into the middle of the building. So it doesn't go straight away to the TV. So that's another example how you can create a feature wall when you have your fireplace in the room. And it's actually nice where you if you could integrate a TV to that wall as well, because then if we have like a two separate walls, then sometimes like we don't want, like we need to find a balance so like one wall doesn't stand out like more than the other, or like or we just do them in completely different styles and they won't match. Like for example, in my living room I have a fireplace on one wall and then the TV I have on the other wall, because the fireplace is a like it's big, and like it wasn't like place in there to put a TV, so it's like it was just built in into the room. So like I tried to create um like two focal points in the room. So like first when you enter in, you see actually the fireplace. So the fireplace is wrapped in like a marble, 3D marble wallpaper, and like your eye is drawn into it. And then where the TV is, then I just have like a patterned, like a delicate, like a lime wash on the wall, so it doesn't take out of the fireplace, but your eye is not drawn straight to the TV. So your eye is drawn straight to the fireplace, because it just like it just stands out more. But then again, the TV wall needs to be a bit interesting as well. So like we don't want to leave it plain and dull. So then we just have to find a balance if we have, let's say, two different walls that we have to create a focal point on. Let me see if that changed. No, it's still here. So now I have another example. So here we have wood paneled wall. It's more like 3D geometric panels. But as you can see by creating like a different, like by um, adding them in different directions. So some of them they're put inside, some of them are pulled to the outside, and by adding LED lights, it creates a really nice, very luxury feel. And as you can see, it's only wood. It's just the form of it is way different. That's why it makes the wood so much more interesting. Then we have a wooden ceiling, but then the panels are nice and sleek, and the same panels are used on the sides here. And I think that's actually very good idea, because if we would have this wall full, I think it wouldn't have the same impact and the same effect. So by just adding like more like a straight sleek panels on the side, we make this part of the wall stand out a bit more, and being even more interesting. So that's another example how we can add a wood and like out of wood to create a feature wall, a focal point in the room. Then we only have like two simple side tables with simple lamps on them, and matching colors on the sofa, on the cushions. So like anything that takes away from the feature wall, but everything like matches perfectly. But then again, it's at the same time, it's everything is not blended in. So like, you can see different textures, you can see different hues of colors, but everything works great, and nothing stands out too much, and nothing takes away from like the other feature. Of course, the main feature is this part of the wall, but everything is just matches that perfectly. So yeah, I think that basically like finding the right balance when we are like creating focal points, especially if we want them to stand out, like using wood textures or marble textures or like darker colors. If like the rest of the room is more lighter, and then we want to add like a statement with the darker color, then we need to build up to that darker color, even by choosing cushions or like a throw, or maybe decorative pieces that matches that darker color. Because if we would put, I don't know, like white walls, white sofa, and then one black wall, then it it might look weird. So like even by adding black and white art, or like something, or even add something to warm it up, like earthy colors, and then we will build around it and we will make it work, and we won't make anything to stand out too much. So we always try to find that balance between the colors, between the textures, and also the balance between creating the feature wall, the focal point of the room, and the rest of the room. So we don't have only that one wall, and then the rest of the room is just bland and not interesting at all. So yes. Then yeah, so for example, here we have the next image is a paneled wall. So let me just share it. Okay, hope you can see it. So here, it's a very simple way of creating a feature wall focal point. As you can see, they added the same paint as on the panelings on, I assume, the rest of the walls. The ceiling is in a lighter color, just to add a bit of lightness into the room. Because if we would now put a paneling on the ceiling, which if we have, I hope you can all see my screen. So if we would put, if that would be a big room with like very high ceiling, and then we would put a paneling on the ceiling and add the same colors on the moldings, then like it could work great. But if the room is smaller, or if we don't have very high ceilings to work with, then I think using a lighter color on the ceiling and on the molding, it just adds a bit of lightness into otherwise heavy choice of colors. Because that's color, like a dark gray with like blue hues, and the sofas are dark as well. So yeah, so the ceiling is just adds a bit of lightness, and it doesn't, like, sometimes in a smaller room, when we will add a darker ceiling with dark walls, then we have a feeling that the room is even it's not as tall as it is. It's just like, we just feel like the ceiling is on top of our head when we enter in the room. Where here, when you're entering, it's just like you have a feeling of spaciousness. So yeah, so that was a very good idea to actually add a lighter color on the ceiling and on the molding. And also we have a lighter rug to keep that balance in. So that's another example that I have for you now. Okay, this one. So that's my another example. So here we have a paneling on the wall, and we have an art in the middle. So we have a um, bigger size paneling in the middle of the room, and that's actually very common to do. Also, you can use that on TV feature walls, so you can like create a bigger size paneling around your TV, and then the smaller ones on the side, put a light on the smaller ones, and like you have another feature wall created very easily. Here we have a paneling painted in a darker color. The like a dark blue matches perfectly with the powder pink, like a muted pink armchairs. And also because we had in the agenda, we also were we're about to talk about, like, building or like creating something around like art. So I think the paneling is a great idea to work with around your um art wall. So if you want to incorporate art into the room, or like, for example, you have like a big hallway and you would love to create a gallery wall, but you don't want to put just the frames on the wall, I think paneling is a great idea to build around art. And that makes it way more interesting. It looks just way more nicer, more elegant. And then, like, you can paint it in the same color as the rest of the walls, or you can make it stand out, like on this example here. So the paneling looks really nice, built built up around artwork. And so it's a very easy way to create a feature wall or like art wall in your room. Okay, next inspiration is this one. It's like a dining corner. And here, again, the paneling is added. So we have a lights in the paneling, and then we have a different paneling. It's like ribbed paneling in the middle. It's whatever the table is, so it's centered. Then we have very interesting light added that again adds interest into this corner, and from otherwise um, very regular bland corner, thanks to adding the paneling and the ribbed paneling in the middle. Um, it's like, very nice feature wall is being created. So again, very easy thing to do. Use the same paint color on the skirting boards and on the paneling. Then we have a lighter color on the molding up and on the ceiling, just to see, just to get like contrast and then again lightness of the ceiling. So yeah, so that's another example how you can use the paneling to create a feature walls that could again be used on your TV walls as well. It could also be used for art, creating art walls. So that's another inspiration that I wanted to show you. Then we have this one. So now we will go to incorporating stone texture. So here, that's a hallway. And like, because of course, when we're entering the house and you have like a big hallway, and it's nice to create like a focal point or like a feature wall in your hallway as well. So here, it's either like exposed stone or it's actually stone added to a wall, so we can create a feeling of exposed stone. We can either use a stone, or we can use wall murals, 3D wall murals. Now the wall murals are so realistic that like we don't need to spend a fortune on a real stone. We can use a 3D wall mural that will be made to measure. So like and we can like choose the pattern, we can choose the colors, etc. Yes, and then like use it on the wall and create beautiful focal points, beautiful feature walls by using it. So here we just have a wooden um bench. It's like a more like rustic style, then some lamps. Again, just to like add ambience and nice atmosphere during the evening. Very simple decor. So only like a bigger vases and some baskets, and that's all. Like all of it, I think that the most important part of it is the stone and the matching painting. So like they didn't use the contrast, they used the painting with the same colors that are on the stone that we have incorporated on the bench. So everything works perfectly, but it's like it's not boring. Yeah, so like not always, we don't need contrast always to create something beautiful and something interesting or something that stands out. And then we have a matching color on the walls. To again, it's just like like it looks like everything else is built around it. We have floor that works great with the stone and with the bench, then matching rug. So everything looks really nice, but it's not boring. So yeah, so that's my another inspiration. So as you can see, like I'm showing you different styles and like different ideas just to showcase of um how many ways there is to to create something beautiful. And it doesn't matter if we're working with a contemporary style, Mediterranean minimalism. It doesn't matter, like we can really create a beautiful feature walls, focal point in with every style, and not all of them have to be like very loud, or like or just using like a dark color and that's all. We can also work with neutrals and just like add a bit of contrast, like a lighter neutral, darker neutral, and use wood and a stone and just mix them together. Here we even have like a rattan or something like that that like adds another texture, another material, but it's like it's not too much. It's not too much, and it's also not boring. So again, it's like perfect balance of neutrals, perfect balance of textures and materials. And we like don't be scared of using inspirations because we of course like that we have our own ideas, but sometimes you will get even more ideas by looking at some inspirations. So like don't be scared. It's just um I'm not a fan of copying inspiration. So like, inspiration is not something that you should copy. So like, for example, if you see this image and like, you just go and you do everything that is on the image, like it's meant to be an inspiration for you. It's meant to inspire you. So like you could use the shape. So for example, like, you could use an arch around a TV bench or like around the bench in the hallway or your bedroom. And then like, you could of course incorporate texture inside of it, but just like, try to use different colors or different materials. But yeah, but you can be inspired by so many things, like even the images of the spaces or by nature that is behind the window, or the colors that were already used in the space or in the other room. So yeah, so there's loads of things around us that we can take inspiration of. So this is my another example, and I like this one because um it's simple, but it's um how to say it, it's like it stands out. It's just so the simplicity of it is really nice and really beautiful. That will be like, something that I like more my style. So I'm like, I love the color of the wood, and I love the mural that works beautiful with the wood, the decor that is again minimalistic and simple. Then we have a jute rock. But you could put even like, like a soft rock in the middle, in a similar color, and that would work. That would have worked great as well. And then we have, it looks like just like a raw concrete even, that like usually raw concrete will be something that it's cold, but here by adding the wall mural in warmer tones and the warm color of wood, it's like there's a balance, so it just everything works together, and even the concrete looks way warmer than it would in a different place. So yeah, so that's another inspiration. You could add like multiple arches, even like, behind your bed or in the living room, in the hallway. So that's another idea of creating a feature wall or a focal point in the room. Now I have this one in, so that will be a bedroom now. Just let me quickly share it. Okay, so here again we have a paneling. We have the same paneling as you can see on the wardrobe that it's on the other wall. Then we have like large windows with matching curtains, so like they match the color of the room, so they don't stand out. If you would like to add like or like a bit of maximalist feeling, then you could add a pattern on the curtain. So like you could add curtains with like a louder pattern, but here we have very muted colors, neutrals again, but by using the paneling, by adding wallpaper in the middle, it just works great. So we can see the bed. It's a really nice bed with a lovely headboard. The headboard is quite interesting by itself. So like the paneling doesn't take away from the headboard. It just works great with it. So again, perfect balance with the colors, with the textures, and with matching it with the bed, which is like a good size as well. Now the paneling on the wardrobes matches the paneling behind the bed, which is like a continuity of the paneling. So and I think that's actually a good idea, because otherwise maybe the wardrobes would stand out more, where now they're like, they're more like another feature in the room. So like, it's not like that you're going in and it's like, oh, there are wardrobes on this wall. No, they like, they just work nicely, and they just not as visible, and you can like, say that they are wardrobe straight away. So like, they just work really nice with the room. I also like, as you can see, that's like a high ceiling here. So I also like this part here under the molding. So that added again a bit more interest. So like if we would put this paneling up to the top, it wouldn't have the same impact. It would be okay, but by doing this also above the wardrobe, it just added that special something. And it's like this kind of paneling you can see in loads of rooms, but just by adding this part here, they make it way more different, more interesting. So yeah, by like, mixing different panelings, we can create something interesting as well. Okay, another one is an example of using pattern in the kitchen. It's one that I really like as well. So we have a very simple kitchen, minimalistic kitchen. So we have darker color cabinets, um, sleek countertops. So like, there's no like marble texture. They're just really nice and sleek. And then just a white plain color on the extractor and the ceiling. And for an interest, there is a wall mural added as a backsplash. And I think it's brilliant. If we would add tiles, then it would be another kitchen. I'm another kitchen with a nice tiles, but by using the wall mural, where like, we can actually use wall murals in the kitchen. There are like special liquids that you can put on the wall murals, and they just makes them more waterproof. So you can actually, clean them with a cloth, or you can order a special finish on the wallpaper or on the wall mural, where like, where you can use it in areas like kitchens, even bathrooms. Like I can see more and more bathrooms where like wallpapers are added. I even was in a bathroom where they had wallpaper in the shower. It's just like there was like special resin put on top of the wallpaper, and it was totally waterproof. So another super easy, super simple example of how to take a space into another level. It's like it's just a wall mural, but look how much of an impact it has, like how much interest it created with that in that simple minimalistic kitchen. I really, really I really love it. Very simple, but huge, huge impact. Okay, here we have, I might skip this one because that's another paneling. Okay, I have this one here. That's quite interesting as well. So let me show you this one. And then if we have some time, if you have any questions, I can answer them. So just let me share. Okay, so that's the last example that I wanted to show you. So here we have a mix of stone and wood. Um, and we also have like a simple wood, and then we have a bit of a paneling, which I don't think is necessary there. I think I would have skipped it, but maybe to some of you, it just adds just like a bit extra, and like and you don't mind it there. I actually like this setup here. It's like when we look at it, it looks like loads is happening, but at the end it works and it's not overwhelming. So like we have shelves on the side. It's like if we would put only the stone behind the TV, I think it might have been a bit too heavy. So by adding the shelves on the side with LED lights and with like a beautiful wall wooden texture, there is like a balance between the heaviness of the stone and then adding a bit of lightness with a touch of the sleek wood and and the um and the LED lights, adding ambience and like creating beautiful atmosphere. So yeah, so I really like this one. It's very interesting. Then, as you can see, we have another LED light going from the top. So we have ceiling, like a dropped ceiling with a space here for a LED light, and that adds like another source of light. And I'm sure it looks beautiful during the evening or at nighttime. So yeah, so this is a really nice example of how to mix different materials. Like the flooring, again, it's a different kind of wood, so it's a lighter than the one that we have on the wall, but it works great. It adds a bit of lightness as well. Then the matching color on the rock, so it works great with the wood and with the stone. So yeah, so this one is a really, really nice idea. Like it's there's a balance. There's a balance between using different materials. As I mentioned before, like a heavy stone, because you can see that it's actually like it looks like a heavy stone. That can be just like a 3D moldings that you could put on the wall, but like look very realistic. They're used more and more. Like I've seen bedrooms wall being done with that, and they are like they look really, really realistic. So that's another way how we can incorporate the stone and the wood into the room and create like a focal point out of it. So now if you have some questions. Oh yeah, no worries. See you next week. If you have some questions or you feel that I like didn't cover something, or if you have any questions at all, then go ahead. We have another few minutes left, so I can go through them. Yeah, so yeah, the focal points, I think they are a huge part of our work as designers, because there's not a room without a focal point or a feature wall. Even in the bathroom, you can create a feature wall by, I don't know, adding a texture, like a different texture, or adding a LED light on your niches, where you will have your shelves in, or etc. So yeah, we just have to create, and we just have to find a balance, find a midpoint, and just like build around it. Try to use similar colors. If you would like to build some depth or contrast, then try to use contrasting colors, but then join them together by using matching decor, or soft furnishings, or um, paint color on the wall. So just to like match them together. Like a few years back, we had like rooms where we had all the walls were in light color, and then we had like a one wall in the dark color. I even had it like I'd say 10, 15 years ago, and like then, and that was our focal wall. But now I think we can go a bit more than that. So yeah, so using paneling, mixing materials, especially natural materials, they're so popular now, and they get just more popular every year. Look on how much marble is used nowadays, like in kitchens, on feature walls. The same stone, like stone is coming back, like the Mediterranean feels. Yeah, so like so we can mix textures, we can mix materials. We don't necessarily mix patterns. Again, like if someone likes eclectic maximalist, then that's the best way, mixing patterns. But we of course have to find the balance. Like it's not like putting 10 patterns, 10 different patterns into a basket, and like then put different one on each wall or each cushion. We still have to find the balance, especially if you want it to look luxury or elegant and nice. Yeah, but for if you're going for more like a toned look, then you can try mixing materials, yeah, like natural materials like stone and wood. Any questions or suggestions or anything from your end? Maybe you can let me know if you enjoy sessions like that where like we go with inspirations and like and when I talk about them and like adding my point of views. How do you make feature walls in Fire? Yeah, of course. We have loads of feature walls. So just let me share my screen, and I think I even have some open with just let me open the ones that I've already created. So in Foyr, we have, if you go to gallery, then we have a huge amount of paneling that you could use to create focal points. We have like ready to go paneling, as I mentioned. You can upload your own textures. So like you can use your own murals, for example, and create feature walls around it. We have niches in, let's say, art shapes. So the one that I've showed you before, where you could create like a focal point out of it. And I will show you. Oh, thank you, Julie. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. So I'll show you a few examples of like feature walls created in Foyr. So for example, here, um, this is this pattern is in our catalog. Um, I think it was a ceiling design that I put on the wall. There's a LED light behind the texture. I uploaded my own texture and added it on the wall. And then there's another wall with the fireplace. So there's like a marble texture on the fireplace. Not overwhelming, just like, just there. But I didn't want it to be like too much. Um, but let me open. I think I have another one here. So that's just wallpaper, like a wall mural, 3D effect, wall mural here. So that's a very easy way in the bedroom behind the headboard, just to add like wall mural and then matching colors. And then I have another one, that's just like, in the bathroom, for example. So here I have niches. Um, that I created in the wall and then just added the texture, the same texture that I have on one of the walls and a LED light, and that will create like a lovely feature wall in in a bathroom. Now let me just open the Foyr for a second. Okay, so we have go to projects. Okay, let me just open any of them and I will just go through the catalog, like the ideas that we have in the catalog, and then we have the create new product tool where you can create different things like on your walls. So like you could create like buildings or again niches on the wall. So like for example, if you will go to catalog and type in niche, then like you can use the niches that we have in the catalog and then like add a different pattern in the back and a LED light on the top, and you can create focal point on the wall by using it. Then we have when you will go with the paneling, then you have loads of ideas here that you can just resize, excuse me, and use like ready to go on your walls. We have TV walls. So if you will go with a TV wall, then we have some TV wall ideas where you have like ready to go TV walls. Again, you can choose different patterns and change them, but you have loads of them that are like, just put them on the wall and again, then like, build the rest of the room decor around it. So there's loads in the catalog. So you can choose the style that you like. You can upload your own textures and work with your own textures. If you go to building elements, then here we have feature walls. If you go to feature walls, then there's loads to choose from. If you want to build your own, then in 3D, create new product tool, and you can build like a feature wall with the create new product tool. Okay, we're nearly out of time today. I hope you enjoyed the session. I actually enjoyed to talk about the different inspirations and like how we can um be inspired by like so many different things and how we can mix textures, colors and materials to create really beautiful feature walls and focal points in the room. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. So I'll see you in a week on another session. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your day and have a lovely Friday and a lovely weekend. Thank you.